The following program is an Animal House radio production.
Licenses, if you have your animals spayed and neutered, licenses, I was surprised to find out, are much cheaper than I thought they would be for an annual license. And I know that Nicola already mentioned this, but I want to mention it as well, that a lot of the money that goes towards licensing dogs and cats in this city is put towards the dogs and the cats. It's not just government money to the government. It's put towards the local shelters. So I think that's great. So
yeah, and their services too. They're 24 hours, 7-day a week service.
And they rely on those monies to do their job. So I think it's important to license your pet. And second one I have is goes back to what Richmond was talking about, and that's quality nutrition. I think it's really, really important that we feed puppies a puppy food, we feed adults an adult food, we feed senior animals senior food.
Don't feed them people food.
I mean, I had 2 animals in today who were senior pets and were on a cheap supermarket brand. And that just is, it's like an 80-year-old person eating McDonald's every day. You just
Who
can't
uses
do
the
that.
term supermarket? Isn't it grocery store?
Grocery store, supermarket, I'm sorry. Whatever you want to call it.
You use supermarket as well? Oh, okay.
See,
I just said grocery
Richmond
store.
I think alike. So those are
I really hope not, because that'd be a big problem if you guys did.
Now, here is, I'm going to say this big one, then we'll go on to my nutritional nugget. But on New Year's Eve, here I am at my clinic. I get a call, and my wonderful poodle, Curry, was vomiting blood. And so we're 45 minutes away. Home is 45 minutes away. So I suggested going to a buddy of mine who's a classmate of mine. Literally, his clinic is 2 minutes away from my home. And took the dog there, did some blood work, x-rays, put her on IV. The long and the short is she stayed in the hospital for 24 hours, did amazing. And the bill ended up coming out to $940, and I smiled and realized that I had pet insurance, and I had my
ran
pet
out the
insurance
door.
The long and the short is, here I am, a veterinarian. I have pet insurance. I keep trying to tell people every day.
The
this
importance
is so
of pet
important.
insurance,
I mean,
of course.
in a situation like that where I couldn't bring my own dog to my own clinic because I was afraid to have her travel in the car 45 minutes while she was vomiting blood, so I took her to a local clinic. Happened to be a buddy of mine. He was a wonderful vet. Hey, Jory, if you're listening. And it's one of those things where, I was glad I had insurance. If I had gone to the emergency clinic, I still would have been glad I had insurance. So I think one New Year's resolution that everybody should have is to get their pet insured.
I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, now the 2 favorite parts, the 2 favorite things I like to say each and every show. It is Dr. Mike's Nutritional Nuggets! Yeah, that's a new. It's a
Richmond's
new mix.
new mix. Of,
That was good, Richmond. I like
he
that.
did.
He's
Well
got
done.
like the freestyle there. Sorry about that, buddy. And this nutritional nugget, by the way, is brought to you by Hills Pet Nutrition, the makers of Science Diet and Prescription Diet Pet Food. Ask your veterinarian for more information, Joe.
Well, I had a client call me the other day, and she was not very concerned because her cat hadn't eaten for a couple of days, and she thought that was no big deal. And I just want to sort of chit-chat, not necessarily about a specific product for nutrition, but just generally how different are cats in terms of feeding them, and what sort of different things do they require over dogs. And I will tell you that it is okay if a dog goes 1, 2, 3 days without eating as long as they have adequate water intake, but it is very dangerous for a cat to go more than 24 hours without eating because kitty cats, when they don't eat, can get a specific syndrome called fatty liver. And that's a very dangerous disease. So you have to be careful when your cat isn't eating. I would suggest calling your local veterinarian right away. Probably the most common reason why cats don't eat is a condition called pancreatitis, which, as a veterinarian will tell you, is a very difficult disease to diagnose. We always used to be frustrated trying to diagnose that disease, but now the laboratories have a brand new test called the feline pancreatic lipase. It's a specific test for pancreatitis, and so now we can diagnose that disease a lot quicker and a lot easier. So I encourage you, if your cat is not eating, to get them to a veterinarian. And the other thing that people need to know about cats is they're obligate carnivores. That means they absolutely have to eat meat. And so a lot of times people think, feeding cats dog food is okay. No, cats need a very high amount of protein in their diet, so it's really important to feed them a good quality protein cat food and not dog food. And that's essentially what I had to say about feeding kitties.
Or get a whole bunch of little mice.
Yeah, there you
let
go.
them run around in a room and see who comes out faster.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, cats have to eat meat. So you people out there who think they don't, they're carnivores.
That's true.
You know, seriously, carnivores. Once again, it's just like vegetarians who say, I'm a vegetarian, but I eat fish.
You know what is hilarious?
Not a vegetarian.
There is a diet out there, and I encourage you to go onto Google and laugh yourself. There's a true diet out there for cats called the vegan diet. And it's for people who are vegans who want their cats to eat like a vegan, which I have no idea how they brought that product to market.
Too much information online, and that's the problem. We're going to take a break. The show is brought to you by Hills Pet Nutrition, the makers of Science Diet and Prescription Pet Food. We'll be back in a couple seconds. We're giving away a scoop-free 416-785-0680. As always, we love to promote some of the other great fine programming here at CHJ 610 AM. And once again, you can listen to some of those shows during the week and visit sanlorenzo.com, and you can hear more of those great programs. Thank you very much. Believe it or not, it's not me. I love this song. This is a segment called Believe It or Not, and we are also joined by our good friend at Toronto Animal Services, who's always on the show and always makes me smile. And you can reach her at 416-338-PAUSE or www.toronto.ca/animal services and ask for Nicola, and she will be more than happy to take your calls. Nicola, how are you, baby?
I'm great. How are you boys?
Not too bad. Happy New Year, Nicola.
Happy New Year to you, too.
Oh, thank you very much. Nicola, you're going to join us for the rendition every single week. We'd like to have you on the line here while we're doing Believe It or Not.
We'll see how many of them he repeats this
No more
week.
talking about mouse sperm, though.
Okay. No. Listen. That was part of the Believe It or Not thing, you know. And you sent that one in, so don't lie. Okay. Now here we go. A crocodile cannot. Here we go. Here I'm going to do it again. You ready? Okay. Here we go.
We're good.
Crocodile cannot stick its tongue out because it is attached to the bottom of its mouth. This is why they appear to gulp their food down. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, camels have 3 eyelids to protect themselves from blowing sand. I knew someone named Sand.
I did know that.
You're lying.
No, I know it.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, a little bit.
Okay. Many hamsters blink only one eye at a time.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So they wink a lot.
Yeah, they wink.
So they're not just hitting on me.
No, those are flirtatious hamsters. I thought, didn't they? Okay. Butterflies taste their food with their feet.
That I knew. I knew that one.
And Joe was telling me that I've done that one. I didn't. No, I didn't.
Well, if you did it sounded
This
good
is
to me.
Believe It or Not repeat it or not. Okay. And here's the last one of Believe It or Not. You ready for this?
So lay it on me.
No problem. A snail can sleep for 3 years if conditions are right, such as during a drought.
Oh, I'm part snail.
Wow. Really? 3 years? Oh, my goodness.
That's impressive.
So that is Believe It or Not, brought to you by Toronto Animal Services, www.toronto.ca/animal services or 416-338-PAUSE. Get your pets licensed. It is not a choice. It is not a luxury. It is the law.
Exactly.
That's why we have to say it with a really thick accent. People will understand.
Did you hear me talking about it, Nicola, earlier? I was saying that was one of my New Year's resolutions for people. We're talking about them, that they should get their animals licensed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So what did you do? What did you do for New Year's, Nicola?
I can't tell you.
Well,
Okay. What did the pets do for New Year's?
Yeah. What did the animals do for New Year's?
What did the animals do for New Year's Eve?
Yep.
I wasn't working, but when I did come in the next day, the whole shelter was trashed. They obviously had a big party.
Those damn raccoons! I keep telling them not to go in there.
No, I think they were being looked after by some of our hardworking staff.
Good.
But during the holidays, we like to pamper them a little extra. We get lots of donations of little toys, so we have tons to spread around: blankets, toys. Everybody gets a little creature comfort. So I'm sure they had their own little Happy New Year.
That's great. That's great.
And then I've heard some good news. Just to bring it up, I've heard some good news that people in Oshawa are coming together, and they're going to be building a new facility. That unfortunately, the one that burnt down, the people are coming together, and they're going to be building a new one.
Yep, their community is doing an amazing job. Lots of people are coming forward, getting volunteers, getting donations together, and I think they're really just looking for the best place to build. But once they find that location, it looks like they're good to go.